Hi, everyone. Welcome back to the channel. My name's Christina, and I'm a genre bending literary writer. And today we're doing kind of a more evening shoot. I forgot to record yesterday. Today's February 10th. So normally I record on Saturdays or Sundays, but I forgot to do that. We were supposed to have snow or ice or freezing rain or something, and it didn't really happen. And I pretty much spent the weekend like just running around before I thought we were going to have bad weather. And that didn't happen. So, yes, today it is Monday night and I am filming. I kind of like doing this Monday night now that it's not getting dark at like 4:30. So, we'll see. We'll see if I stick to doing more evening shoots. I do have a ring light, but so far the lighting is not too bad. It's a little yellowy, but my walls are kind of yellowy, so I don't know. We'll see. We'll see. But I wanted to get this video out. Um I don't know. It's a weird time to be an American right now, and I live in the Washington D.C. area. So far, I have not had any kind of illumination. I am a federal contractor though, so maybe it's different, but my department hasn't been touched yet. But I do have friends who work for the federal government, and they are not taking the buyout. So right now things are on hold, but it's just very stressful. A lot of people around here are stressed. But a lot of them are also digging in their heels saying, you know what? If you want me gone, you're going to have to fire me. I've heard that from several people. They are not going nowhere. And good for them. I feel the same way. If you're going to lay me off, you're going to have to do it. I'm not quitting. Even if I have to go back into the office full time, which, to be honest, I don't know if that's going to work because most places aren't equipped for everybody to come back to work. So there you have it. That's the update now from the Washington, D.C. suburbs in the United States of America. But this video, we're not going to talk too much about that anymore. Um, I said in my last video that I wanted to talk about a dream I had about a year ago. And it's interesting to me because usually I don't remember my dreams. Usually I just fall into that deeper theta wave sleep, and I wake up the next morning and I do not remember anything. But this one particular dream I had a year ago has stuck with me. And I felt like it was interesting to talk about because the dream was clearly about my writing career. A year ago, I had gotten the idea for the novel I'm working on right now, The Brownings. And I also was starting to get some rejection letters back from some short stories that I had submitted. And I was feeling a little tentative about what my next step was going to be. I really wasn't sure. Should I take this risk and try and write another book? I had tried to write another book for 2 years and finally gave up, took some time off in 2023 to figure out what my next move was going to be in terms of writing. I tentatively started to submit some stuff at the end of 2023, and now it's early 2024. Should I keep going? Should I try something new? I don't know. I don't know. I don't know. And I took all that anxiety with me and I went to sleep. I woke up the morning of February 15th and I clearly remember this dream, and I still remember it to this day. In the dream, I'm walking down a road, and it is a very familiar road in a neighborhood where I used to live. So everything looks familiar. It had been snowing, there was ice on the road, and excuse me. And I'm walking, and all of a sudden, the road just ends. There is this chasm in front of me, this huge gorge. And on the right side of me is a little footbridge. And the footbridge is kind of rickety, it's got those rope handles, but it stretches from one end all the way to the other end. On the other side, on my left side, is a rock face, kind of like in those rock climbing places at the gym, but it's ice and there's little rocks sticking out. And so I could climb up that rock face and I would hit a road on the higher part, and I could see that there were people walking there and there were cars driving on that road. And so eventually you could get across the gorge further down. So those were my two choices. And I looked at one and I looked at the other, and I just wasn't sure which way was the right way. The footbridge seemed the quickest way, but it was awfully risky. And, the footbridge didn't look too secure. But there were people going back and forth on it, just like every other day. I could take the rock face side and I would be on more secure ground. But there were a lot of people there and there were cars, and it would take me longer to get to where I wanted to be. But those were my two choices. I was still debating, and I saw a man come off the footbridge. He had come from the other side and he had come off it, and he walked past me. Now, I've never seen this man before in my life. And when I think back, I actually can't remember his face. It's very indistinct, very generic, just, kind of man. But I said to him, I said, "How are you not scared? How are you not scared walking across this footbridge?" And he shrugs and just walks away and says, "I don't know, you just get used to it." And that's where I left it off at the dream, was me kind of looking at both of my options and trying to figure out which one I wanted to take. When I woke up, I had this very distinct feeling that I was probably going to climb up the rock face. That was the way that felt like the best way for me. But when I think back, the whichever route I was going to take wasn't really the point of the dream. The point of the dream was that I had this fear and trepidation about which way to take, because one way was going to be the right way and the other way was going to be the wrong way. But now when I think back, and even back then, a year ago, I realized that there was no wrong way. They were just different. But both of them had both perils and both of them had rewards. I could take the footbridge and I would get there faster, but it was definitely a risk. Or I could climb up the rock face and it would take me longer to get there, but I would also have to deal with the fact that there were so many other people going that way that it would delay me to getting to where I wanted to go. I just had to make a decision. And so when I started to think about that dream a year ago, I decided that it didn't matter whether or not I put this idea for a novel on hold and didn't do it and just focused on my short stories, or if I put the short stories away and I focused on the novel, whatever it was, I just had to make some decisions. I just had to go for it. So I sat down and I wrote the first chapter of the Brownings, and I also started to submit my short stories on the weekends. And that's kind of how I've come up with the schedule that I usually have now, which is Monday through Friday, I work on my fiction. And then on the weekends, when I have more time, I work on the business of writing, which is submissions, um, working on this YouTube channel, um, working on my newsletter, my Substack newsletter, also doing like my Instagram posts and things like that. All the little things that I do besides actually writing, those are the things I do on the weekend. And so the point of that dream for me was not, this is the right way, this is the wrong way, like I just said. The point was that I started to just move forward. I started to just do things that were important to me in my writing. And it paid off. I got 2 stories published last year. I wrote a ton of my novel last year. I've had more movement in 2024 than I had in 2023 and 2022 combined. So I definitely think about this dream even a year from when I had it, because it was so profound and it just reminded me that I needed to put in the work to make choices and just move forward, even if it's not the best way, even if it's kind of a riskier way, you know. Um, but just standing still was not going to work. There's an expression: feel the fear and do it anyways. And I think that's what my dream was trying to tell me. Yes, you're scared to move forward. Yes, you have these options, and they both have drawbacks and rewards, but you really need to just make a choice. Just make a choice and move forward. I think ultimately I, in life, picked the rock face. I decided that I wasn't going to go down that footbridge, because that footbridge was a little too scary for me. I mean, everybody has these scary feelings about being an artist. Putting yourself out there is a risk, and it may fail. But to me, going on the footbridge was kind of more of the route of kind of throwing everything to the wind and just trying something completely new. Whereas I decided, no, I'm going to go the route that I've always kind of known, even if it takes me longer. So submitting, there's a lot of rejections that come with submitting, and writing a novel, which takes time. I mean, despite what some people might think, most people don't hammer out a book in 60 days. A lot of people take a year, 2 years, maybe longer, to have their book come out into the world. And some people write books that never see the light of day. So uh, I decided that, for me, going down this established path that I had already kind of known was best choice for me. But the point was not which way was best. The point was just to make a choice. So that was my dream a year ago. I hold on to it still to this day. And I hope it was inspiring. I hope you are not doing the, what is it, analysis paralysis, even if you just do a little bit every day. Sometimes, like I've said, just doing a sentence or a paragraph is movement forward. And that's what I'm doing right now with all of this craziness going on in, my country and around the world. I still try to make time every day just to make sure that I'm moving my writing forward, because that's important to me. And it's a normalcy that I hold on to. And yeah, I think that is the extent of the video. Hopefully, there will be no exciting news for my March 1st video. I hope it's something nice and boring. But, uh, what's that Chinese curse? May you live in interesting times. Yeah, I'm feeling that now. Yeah. But thank you so much for watching. Be sure to, I blanked out for a second. Be sure to hit the like button and the subscribe button if you want to hear me ramble more about writing and life and stuff. And yeah, I'm losing my microphone. Thanks so much again for watching. I appreciate it. And I will see you on the next video. Bye.